But twerking videos don't hit the same no more. Like, I feel that shit is way too played out now. Like, you could literally open TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube Shorts at that and just see twerking everywhere. Like, it's normal at this point. It's normalized. Like, I remember back in like elementary / middle school, like the shit that we could see nowadays just for free was impossible. Like, you had to work for that shit. You had to go through the dark web, go through all these websites just to find something like fucking Nicki Minaj bending over. Like, what the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, a canon event for all of us. I mean, yes, all of us, me and you, was like the Nicki Minaj Anaconda video. That was what awakened all of us or whatever.
Did you think anybody would ever be tired of twerking? Did you think you would open your feed and be scrolling on TikTok and you'd be like, damn, another twerk video? Another ass clapper? Another back tapper? Did you ever think that you'd be tired? In this video, we're gonna figure out why people are tired of twerking and maybe see if there's something deeper going on. Nobody's impressed by twerking anymore, and it's obvious why, by Janae Danielle. Let's get right into it, man.
No shade, I hate to be the one to say it, but some of y'all doing that baby boo trend look like it's stink.
Not all men enjoy looking at you do this baby boo challenge. That is
Okay, maybe I'm cooked because I do not know what the baby boo challenge is. So, research. And look, let's do our research. Let's do our research. This has 2 million views. 2 million views, 58K likes. Let's see the comments, man. Yeah, my friends would never see me again. I hope my body looks like this when I'm older. Hey, auntie, get it? Yes, ma'am. You look nowhere near 50. She's 52 doing the baby boo challenge.
it's so disgusting, bro.
The baby boo trend is genuinely so disgusting, especially if you're one of those that are wearing panties and putting your cheeks 5 inches away from the camera.
This whole baby boo challenge got me wondering when you start.
So we have to call this like the super freaked out challenge. Shorty had her panty hole on the camera. I'm glad that's not the example we saw when we lived.
It's mine of just coochies.
Any chance you get to be able to show off your body, twerk, because that's all you got. You literally nothing without that.
Damn, is she cooking here though? Was she right? Are they literally nothing without that? Yeah, I can't, like, I want to, I wanted this to be like a serious kind of video, but it's at the point where like, how do you make a serious video about the baby boo challenge and motherfuckers throwing their ass cheeks to the ground? Like, you can't even make a serious video about this, right? And like, everyone who's complaining about it also happens to be black, right? Which is also even funnier to me, because you would think that they would be the ones the most excited for a twerk challenge, because I mean, you know, that's the culture, right? Twerking, and I guess dwerking is a thing now too, right? Everybody knows how to dwerk, right? Like we know that's a thing, you know. Come on, don't hide.
Stop making these make I feel bad about posting y'all twerking videos to the she gonna call me baby.
Every freaking year, we come up with some type of shaking challenge. Damn, every year, bro. Like,
Yes, because shaking ass is timeless. If you could shake your ass every day, every singular day, you might make it in the Guinness Book of World Records.
every year.
There's something deeply unsettling about what twerking has become today. What used to be seen as liberating,
Culture. Oh, she was about to say that. My fault.
cultural, and even empowering now looks like a recycled performance we've all seen 1,000 times, with women flat out saying it's disgusting and dehumanizing, and even men claiming they're not entertained anymore. In today's video, we're looking at how twerking went from liberating to humiliating, and how
I feel like, okay, I just have to say this, right? And this is going to be from the male perspective. Wow, he's a villain. He's a villain. He's a guy talking about twerking. No, I think like at the point is everything is just, you see it so much that it becomes like tiring, right? If something is overexposed, you just get tired of it, right? Like that's just how that goes. You can only see so many ass cheeks shake before eventually you're like, oh, that's just an ass shaking, right? I don't think that it has to even be any more difficult than that. But that's my personal perspective. You guys should definitely let me know what you're feeling in the comments about it. Are you an avid ass shaker or an avid ass watcher? I don't know. You could be both. You could be one. You could be the other. You could be me. I don't know. Let's see.
how the internet is boldly saying enough is enough. Quick disclaimer, I'm on what I like to call YouTube's hot seat. So yes, there will be a lot of blurring, and from now on, the word twerk is going to be hip shake. We're all adults.
Whoa, so are we not allowed to say that word on YouTube? Okay, we can call it the hip shake, the booty wiggle, the wiggle and jiggle, the wiggle and jiggle a tang. We could call it the wiggle and jiggle a tang. You know what I'm saying? We could call it that. I don't know. Somebody sent me a clip of like a Baltimore speak rap song, and all I could think is jiggle-a-tang. Like, I feel like we have to call it the jiggle-a-tang to the what, who's it, or some shit. Like, that's what's stuck in my head right now. Okay, back on track.
We all know what it looks like. Use your imagination. All right, back to our regularly
Show
scheduled
me
program. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video,
I don't know. I think I subscribe to like any channel that I think makes a good video, especially if I react to it. I just hit the subscribe button, so you will be getting a subscribe for sure. That's just what's gonna happen. Like, I feel like that's just not, if you enjoyed the video, they might make more things that you're gonna enjoy, right? So why not?
we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. What I have in my hands could get me scammed, robbed, or have my identity stolen. This is an 11-page report showing everything data brokers vulnerable, and you shouldn't either. I think we forget sometimes that hip shaking wasn't always this much. Before it became a challenge or a go-to move for social media clout, it held a completely different weight, especially in its earliest form.
People have always
Oh shit, we're about to get like an actual like history lesson too. That's W's. That's a W, right? Because if you didn't know that hip shaking meant more than just wiggling and jiggling, you're wrong. I gotta think about that one. We'll come back to it.
came to me with, they're like, okay, so you know how to twerk, you know, all this new phenomenon. I'm like, actually, it's not new. Back in the days, and currently right now in Africa, that is the way we move. That's the whole culture and the basis behind that dance. It's on your hips, and it's to that.
To be fair, I think in 2025, most people know that. We've seen the African dance videos, right? We've seen the motherfuckers, they be in there shaking hips and shit. Get to that shit is cold. I ain't gonna lie. They be getting groovy with the rhythm. Not gonna hold you. But I feel like this is just everything these days. Stuff becomes popular. It becomes overconsumption. It becomes personality traits. And we all have one thing that we use as our defining personality trait. For some people, it's anime. For other people, it's music. For other people, it's dancing. And I think like what made this probably seem more crazy is the fact that like, you know, it's someone's way to have control of their body and do what they want with their body. But it also is a way to garner massive amounts of attention. Because if you got a wagon and you shake it and put that video up, all the goon talkers are going to be there ready to goon out. They just are. They're just going to goon themselves to death to the video. And there's a lot of gooners. So it's probably some easy content to throw up to garner attention. But it might not necessarily be the attention you want. And again, I just feel like things are becoming, I don't want to use this word again, fatigue. But everything's fatigued now. Everyone's fatigued of everything. But you know why? That's because of the overconsumption of it. You open your phone, oh, this is on my screen. Open Twitter, oh, this is on my screen. With YouTube, I don't think you're gonna have that problem. Realistically, you're not gonna see a bunch of like twerking videos on YouTube. But I think like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, that it's definitely a thing. Like you'll definitely see it heavily, right? So, and those are short form platforms. So that type of content, if that's what you're watching and liking, or it's just adjacent to what you're into, you're probably gonna consume a lot of it just cause, like not even on purpose.
Beat of the drum that makes a woman just want to go back.
Hip shaking traces all the way back to West African dances like mapuka, which is a traditional dance from Ivory Coast that's centered on rhythm, control, and expression through the hips.
Mapuka was usually carried out when some religious or other grand ceremony was being conducted.
Religious? Whoa, I didn't know that. We're definitely learning religious. Okay, cool.
It originated southeast of the Ivory Coast in Dabu. This dance is often referred to as the forbidden dance and has been banned in some countries.
Now these dances eventually reached the Caribbean, South America, and the southern US. And even as they changed from culture to culture, the focus was still on fun, rhythm, and as always, community.
Black women carried these dances across the transatlantic slave trade to the ring shout in what became the Black American church.
Like, okay. First, there's two things I want to address. Lizzo doing a TED Talk is actually hilarious. And Lizzo doing a TED Talk on the Black history of twerking just makes it even funnier to me. Don't ask me why. There's no real reason. It's just hilarious. But twerking and church should not be synonymous, I would think. But you guys know how Black churches can get, right? You know how those churches can get sometimes, so.
Into the hips of Ma Rainey and Bessie Smith when they sang the blues. Black people carried the origins of this dance through our DNA, through our blood, through our bones.
Now, in certain circumstances, dancing
I don't know. I ain't never carried no twerking in my bones. I don't know about that.
wasn't just for fun. It was a way to reclaim the body. It was almost like a quiet resistance, especially when everything else was being controlled in their community.
For centuries, colonial ideas have depicted Black women as naturally promiscuous and treated them as human zoos just for existing in their bodies. Classic movements, like Josephine Baker's famous banana dance, were once called indecent. Consider this. For centuries, our bodies didn't belong to us. Dancing is a freedom of expression through movement.
Now fast forward to the
Which is the sentiment with a lot of things that I think can become sexual, right? Is that it's the freedom for me to express myself how I deem to express myself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with self-expression, because you should express yourself. But there's always a time and a place for certain behaviors. And with social media, the time and the place is almost non-existent in a lot of people's minds, because they can record it and upload it, or they could just be doing it and someone else could record it and upload it. So I could see the lines being blurred, right? And to be fair, a lot of stuff that Black people, right? I'm saying Black people like I'm not Black. Whoa, what's going on, bro? What's happening, bro? But like a lot of stuff that Black people have popularized, right, used to just be hated on, right? Because there was a point in time where they didn't even want to play certain rap songs on the radio, right? They didn't think certain dressing styles would become a thing. And then now you look, as streetwear is one of the most massive things. Jordans, come on. Like, I mean, Jordans probably aren't the most massive sneakers now, but like, you get what I'm saying.
1990s, the bounce music scene in New Orleans gave hip shaking a brand new life. One that was fast,
hey, the bounce music go crazy,
and full of confidence.
Hey, yeah.
New Orleans bounce music began
That's
in the
it, clean now.
1980s and early 1990s. Bounce music is a combination of hip-hop, call and response chants, and rapid beats, making it a popular sound locally and spreading throughout the South like Texas and Mississippi.
And I have to give a quick shout out to the NOLA babies, because that's my hometown, okay? But bounce music was bouncing, to say the least. It was loud, it was upbeat, and it was made for...
And it's also fun, right? That's the thing that we will have to say. Certain types of music and certain types of dancing, whether you're the ass shaker or the ass catcher, is fun. Inherently, it is fun. Party vibes. We do understand that, right? We do get that, right, guys?
Dancing. And this is where hip shaking exploded into a staple at parties, cookouts, and just Black community spaces in general. Now, the actual word twerk first appeared in a 1993 bounce song called Jubilee All, and it took off from there.
Many people say that's the first time they heard twerk on a record.
Yeah, the girls shaking all in front of us, right? They took the word, say work, and just put a T on it and say, man, they be twerking it. And that's how we joke, twerking it. That's another signature of New Orleans.
I didn't know that. That's actually pretty clean to like learn that. I just thought, like, I knew somebody made the word up, but I never went out of my way to find out and see who was the originator of that. And I think it's pretty dope to be able to narrow down the people or the place that words were popularized in. I think that does add a great level of lore to it.
You got to deal with it. Back then, when we started twerking, it was new. We didn't shake on top of rooftop, car, taxi cab, buses. We didn't shake at second line funerals. We the best twerk in the country. If you want to see some real shaking going on, shaking is in New Orleans.
For a while, hip shaking was fun, cultural, and expressive.
I don't want any of you in the comments to be like, oh my God, now I got to make a trip to New Orleans. Please don't go to New Orleans for twerking. Go for the food. The food is amazing.
But slowly over time,
okay, and maybe a little bit of twerk. Never mind.
Something shifted, and that's when mainstream pop culture got a hold of it.
But it was a performance by Miley Cyrus that really got everyone's attention. Where have you gone, Hannah Montana? Last night, it was Miley MTV style, the 20-year-old twerking her way on stage and out of her clothing to her single, We Can't Stop.
Artists like Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus brought hip shaking into the spotlight in a way that was commercial and almost hard to ignore.
Little did I know that a couple years later, Miley Cyrus would perform what seemed like the twerk heard around the world. Y'all remember that. That same year, Miley released a single, We Can't Stop, and she was twerking in the video. I remember being like, this is crazy. Hannah Montana twerking all over the place.
But you know why that makes sense, right? She went, for it to be someone like Miley Cyrus to do this, she went from being, you know, child star, a country music singer, you know, to trying to change her image and maybe just have fun and do the things she thought was cool. Because at that age, at that time frame, that's what would have been, you know, everywhere. If you're listening to hip hop, you're hanging out with black people, the people that like listen to hip hop or hip hop culture, you're gonna be very, very, you're gonna be very in tune with what's popular with that crowd of individuals. So it makes sense that she would end up doing that. Like it kind of does make sense just by proximity. You see what's popular, you see what's fun, you like it, so you implement it into your style.
A couple months later, she performed with Robin Thicke on the VMAs, and that night, seemingly overnight, twerking went mainstream.
And before we knew it, hip shake landed a spot in the Oxford Dictionary in 2013.
Now, I want you to think about how crazy that is. Selfie makes sense. It was, yeah, I mean, it's not, I guess it's not crazy. These are words that became like super normal to use.
Yes, we've heard about the controversy about Miley Cyrus twerking at the VMAs, and now the folks over at the Oxford Dictionaries is going to be adding the verb twerk to the dictionary as part of its quarterly update.
So now the same movements that once symbolized culture and community were now being rebranded as entertainment and thirst trappy.
Twerking is a dance that involves moving your bottom in a very and inappropriate way. We're standing on the corner of California and Union, a very busy intersection, and right behind me is an 11-year-old girl who is being forced to hold up a sign by her mother as punishment for twerking.
I was disrespecting my parents.
W fucking mom, dude. Yes, W mom. W mom, dude. W mom.
By twerking at my school dance.
And once that door opened, social media did the rest. We blinked, and suddenly something sacred turned into a free-for-all. Hip shaking has been so normalized to the point that no one blinks an eye when they scroll past it or see it at morning brunch.
Twerking videos don't hit the same no more. Like, I feel that is way too played out now. Like, you can literally open TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube Shorts at that and just see twerking everywhere. Like, it's just...
Now, I'm gonna be honest. In my daily normal algorithm, I am not seeing twerking stuff. I did make a separate Instagram because I wanted to do try not to cringe videos and stuff, and like, you know, do things like that, and have curated very cringe clips. I could say that, but none of my algorithm, I mean, Instagram is a little different. I feel like Instagram, that's their main selling point, right? There's always thirst traps. There's always the OF models on there. Like, same thing with Twitter. Right. But I feel like YouTube, I haven't seen too much of it. YouTube Shorts, I never see any of that kind of stuff on my YouTube Shorts feed. So I don't know if it's the feeds. I don't know if it's the sites. I don't know if it's the algorithm that these individuals have curated. Maybe it's a sub niche that's next to the main niche that they're into, and that's why they see all this shit. But I don't really have that problem. Like, do you guys have the problem where it's just nothing but twerking on your feed?
It's normal at this point.
Y'all twerk everywhere y'all go.
Stop twerking at brunch, valid.
Down. Show some class, especially at brunch. I can't even enjoy my food.
I'm gonna say this though. I've seen so many clips of drunk people at brunch, and they're always doing the most, bro. They're always wilding, they're always violating. They just be doing the most. And there's nothing wrong with unlimited mimosas if you're 21 and up, by the way. Let's make sure we throw that in there. If you're old enough to drink in your country, you know, there's nothing wrong with mimosas and having brunch and having a good time. But yeah, the Atlanta mimosa videos, yeah, they'd be crazy.
That's why I don't like going to brunch. I can't enjoy my food because y'all stand up on tables, shaking y'all, like, sit down.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that hip shaking is the actual issue here. There's nothing wrong
it's the
with the
people.
little 1-2, having fun, letting loose. If I had the rhythm to move like that, who knows where I'd be today. But these
That was a good
days,
joke.
it's becoming less about rhythm and more about being watched and lusted after. especially with the rise of these hip shaking challenges. It seems like every other month we get a wave of women hip shaking like they have something to prove.
Why is it as women? Why is it every year? Every freaking year, we come up with some type of shaking challenge every year. Why? Like every year, why? I love it, like, you know, I love shaking it. I like that. I love shaking it. But
I'd say like, okay, I would say like, if you're a female musician and that's the kind of music you make, you creating a challenge to go viral, that does make sense. There's also going to be a lot of OF models and people who work in that industry that are also going to do stuff like that, because if they go viral doing a challenge that makes them lusty and delicious, don't quote me on that one, because I don't really know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe. But if they do something that makes them lusty and delicious, they have a chance to convert more people into their subscription model. So I understand, like, there's going to be people that do it for those reasons. Like, they're trying to make more money, they're trying to make more bread, they're trying to get their bag up. So they're going to take whatever measures they need to actually do said thing. And those things I think we should be able to know ahead of time. But if you're uninterested in that kind of content, you could do your best to curate your feed to where it doesn't show that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with dancing and throwing cheeks around and X, Y, and Z. I think if you're an adult, keyword adult, have fun, live your best life, do you. Like I said in multiple other videos, I don't moral grandstand on anything, right? Because everyone's different. Everyone's going to enjoy things differently in life. But I do know that social media has made it so easy to become fatigued with anything because everything becomes a trend. And I don't want to go too deep into that because I will be working on a video that talks about the overconsumption of hobbies and things like that because of TikTok. But it kind of just goes into that. Before, you used to have to like get on, like, you know, TV. Now that you can get on your cellular, you can just pick up a phone. Wow, pick up a phone. Hey, dude, cheeks. You know, like, yeah, it's gonna burn you out if that's all you're seeing 24/7.
damn, every year, bro.
And the latest challenge, the Baby Boo Challenge, it's starting a messy
Such a trash
conversation I didn't see coming. The Baby Boo Challenge is the newest hip shaking trend where women dance to the song What You Is by YoungBoy. Now on the surface, it looks like
YoungBoy do got some good music, but his fan base need to relax. Because I've seen the clips of what y'all did to that old man at the concert. Y'all need to chill, man.
like every other viral challenge, especially when you cut the music. But the reaction to it is really what got people talking. Comment sections and reaction videos are filled with words like degrading, disgusting, or even decorum lacking.
Sorry, I'm a hater, but the Baby Boo trend is genuinely so disgusting. You can hate on me all you want saying that I have no I'm just jealous, but at least I have some decorum. Did we forget that digital footprint exists, you guys? Like, there's no way some of you are...
No one cares about digital footprint anymore, which is insane, because some people should. If you're going to be chasing after certain jobs, certain things, your digital footprint is crazy important. But if you don't care and they just don't care, then they're just going to continue, right? Like I've thought about this multiple times. Some people really just don't care, or they don't understand, they don't want to learn. And it's like really crazy because information, you have access to so much information to better yourself and to do things differently. And a lot of people just are not willing to consume that.
willingly doing this in your panties.
And it's not just a few comments, okay? It's an entire wave of women who are starting to feel like maybe we shouldn't be celebrating this anymore. That is shimmying and shaking for the camera.
It is 2025. There is no reason that y'all are still twerking on y'all story. I don't even know why y'all made that a thing, but I'm starting to think that y'all...
Okay, so here's the thing. I think this might be like a hot take for this portion of the video, because I agree, but then I don't. I think if you decide you want to put a twerk video up on your story, that's personally your business and it's your story, so you can do that. But I don't think that everyone should celebrate everything just because there's ass and titties in it. Does that make sense? Right? Like, I think like that would be better. But then you have to think, these people are like learning these behaviors from other people. Maybe the way they're growing up is showing them that this type of stuff is okay to do, right? Because, and I don't even want to say it, right? Because like, I don't want to seem like I'm bashing my own race, right? But certain types of black people grow up certain types of ways and they become either the direct opposite of what they grew up around, or they become what they grew up around and then worse. And I can just use myself for example. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and then I grew up in Florida, and then I joined the Air Force. And a lot of the stuff I seen other people doing that were like related to me, or and even related to me, even my closest cousins and my brothers, like we're all close in age, right? We all took our own paths into things that were entertaining to us, specifically, right? So we didn't fall into the basic things that a lot of other people from the neighborhoods we grew up into fell into, because we all had our own interests, right? And like I can say this, for example, my main interest, like I love anime and reading manga. I've always been like that since I was a kid, and I liked anime before anime was mainstream and popular. So that should give you a good timeline of what I'm talking about, right? But there's some people who, and I had friends like this, where they grew up in the same neighborhoods, life was rough for everybody, and instead of them finding a way to grow and move out of that, they just dove deeper into it and ended up skewing the way their mind works, the perception of everything, and what they thought was a win was really not a win. It was like a setback. What they thought was a L wasn't really an L, it would be minor. Like the way their minds work, it was just all work.
Crying out for help because, like, stop twerking in booty shorts and panties. Like, that's trifling as.
That's common sense, right?
You want the internet to see your whole
on
butt
camera.
cheek and your.
You could do that at the house.
Ew. Like, you could do a little 1-2, put you in a dress or some pants, do a little 1-2, but a dedicated twerk video and booty shorts is not the moves.
To be honest, it's starting to feel repetitive, played out, and honestly, it's starting to look like a form of self-disrespect. So now the girl.
Well, when you can garner likes disrespecting yourself or other people, yeah, it becomes exactly that. And I feel like, look, if your girl want to send you a little twerk video with a little, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that, because that's you personally saying that. But to expose yourself online like that repeatedly when there's no merit for it, like you're not making money, it's not growing your brand. And I don't know these people that are in the videos of the clips that she specifically selected, right? But if you're doing these things and it's not making you bank, and that's may not even be a good excuse or good reason for some people, just to be, and we're just gonna be honest, right? If you're not making any money doing it, right, then there's only one other reason you'd be doing it, and that's attention. And social media has made everybody crave attention to some absurd level, to where they're willing to do things they wouldn't normally do for that dopamine hit from the likes and views and subscribes that they get.
Are fighting because one side is saying mind the business that pays you, and then the other side is saying the business stank.
And no shade, I hate to be the one to say it, but some of y'all doing that baby boo trend look like it stank. Like, genuinely, it look like it stank. It look like y'all need to, like, wash up. Like, y'all just look dirty. No shade. Like, if you're gonna do that trend, at least look proper and clean. Like, y'all just look dirty. Y'all look like y'all got something. Like, y'all look like y'all got something. It just don't look right.
Every time there's a twerking challenge going viral on the internet, it's always a couple weird out the bunch that gotta say somebody look like they stink. Like, shut up, ho. Nobody even.
But the thing is, sometimes people aura does have a look to it, right? Because I'll say this, we gonna use Ruby Rose for example. Everybody knows who Ruby Rose is. We know she look good. We know she be moving and grooving and using her looks to garner the success that she aimed to garner, right? And her motion put her in the place she eventually wanted to be with her life. Not everybody is capable of doing that, right? And even when she does it, it's hard to say, ugh, she looks gross, because she really doesn't, but she's carrying herself to a certain level, right? And some may say that it's pretty privileged, and maybe that's true, right? But there is some people who do certain behaviors and certain things, and when you see them, you're just like, whoa, I don't know if that's something I want to be around or something I want to see on my feed, or I don't know if that's the energy I want to carry.
Enjoy the show or don't. We really didn't ask or give.
It's funny until you realize people aren't just being petty, they're getting uncomfortable, because this form of confidence that is hip shaking for the camera isn't hitting the same anymore. And no, it's not just outsiders or pick-me's that are saying this. Women who like these trends or used to like these trends, even participate in these trends, are stepping back and saying, why are we still doing this?
Because I'm all for having fun just as much as the next person. But why are y'all getting on this app in your drawers and shaking that monkey like that? Yeah, so I think the part that's bamboozling the
out of me is the draws. Y'all are in draws. I'm gonna bring back a TikTok word from I think 2024. Where's the decorum here?
And I don't know, I just feel like twerking to the challenge is so 2012, 2016. Like, we're still doing that?
And
See, okay, I kind of dislike that. I kind of dislike we're still doing that. I mean, we've all probably said that, to be fair. You're still reading that? You're still watching that? You still wear that color? But I think, like, if someone is enjoying a specific thing and it's not harming anybody, is it really a big deal? No. No is the right answer there. But in a situation where people are going to use certain behaviors of an overall race or aesthetic or vibe to push that onto other people of the same race, then I guess the conversation does need to be had. But it should probably be had by someone who's a little bit more qualified for those discussions, right? Like someone who's aiming to actively enlighten or change some people's lives by the discussion. But I think that's also just extremely hard to do because sometimes people just really don't want to listen to anything you have to say. If they think they're right, they think they're right. If they want to do it, they're just gonna do it.
you know it's interesting when the men start speaking.
Every one of y'all doing this baby boo challenge, this song with NBA Youngboy, those women are the exact women that I know to stay away from. Y'all are so proud of being thoughts. Goofy.
He's right though. He's right. Well, okay, stay away from might be a strong term. I'm gonna rephrase this in a way that makes more sense. Like, you probably wouldn't want to date or marry one of these individuals, right? Go party with them, have a good time, go to the club, dance, whatever. That might be fun, but you wouldn't want to date somebody who has their whole... And again, I have to phrase this like properly, right? Because there's always the exception to the rule. There's always gonna be someone who's like, oh, I would date a girl like that. Of course you would. Duh. Of course you would, because you're that exception to the rule. But I think for a vast majority of people, they wouldn't want to deal with a certain type of energy, especially if it's something that they're doing like online. Like, imagine your girl shaking booty cheeks in panties online just cause. That's a scary sight, actually. Like, don't imagine it. I just imagine it for all of us. That's just a scary sight.
Goober hoes.
Now, a lot of people
Goofy Goober is
see
crazy.
this as ironic because it's men who
like
let's
it.
keep it real, pay to see stuff like this. But
Well, I don't know about pay. Kanye said it best. Just get on Reddit. Kanye said it best. I learned that from Kanye. Don't, like, not personally, I've never experienced that, but I definitely learned that from Kanye. Just saying. Kanye just says he looks up all his stuff on Reddit. So, I mean, I don't know. But she is right. She is correct. The people who are going to be spam liking it are going to be a certain type of women. And then it's going to be men. A certain type of men going to be in the comments. Damn, girl, keep shaking that ass, girl. When you going to let me get a piece? Never. She's never going to let you get a piece. That was never going to happen. Never, bro. Sorry.
now it's online for free.
I like the baby boo challenge just as much as the next. Like, trust me, I'm watching it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Like, y'all really doing what y'all got to do. Don't get me
that's
wrong.
a lot.
But it's just something in me. The girl in me is not okay with y'all shaking y'all on TikTok for free. Very much zero judgment. Like, there's no judgment happening. If you could pick up a camera and put your on and shake your butt full out the bottom, you could definitely set up that camera and just do it. Like, that's just me. At least get paid.
And again, this sentiment is correct. I agree with her. If you're going to do this anyway, you could be making a bag off doing it, because there's some dude who's gonna be like, whoa, I like the color of her cheeks. I need to buy that that $4.99. I need it. You feel me? Someone's gonna do it.
Because at this point, you either got creepy old men or kids watching you shake. And I don't know if you're okay with that. But I just feel like you should be getting paid for your services. That's just me.
Now the conversation has shifted to where even
Did the
men
song really
are
mean?
saying, put it away.
But also, these could be people who also want to grow a following, and they see that people have a certain sentiment about this, so they're speaking on it. Because even the video I'm currently reacting to, she's making this video and giving her perspective, and then I'm making this video and giving my perspective, right? But these are also ways to jump into a social dialogue to connect with other people who might have the same feelings as you or the opposite. So I feel like, again, damn, I don't want to talk too much on this topic, dude, because this literally segues into another video that I'm gonna make. So let's go back into this.
I don't give a how nobody feel about it. I don't give a what you gotta say. I don't give a what your opinion is. I'm gonna tell you like this. Not all men enjoy looking at you do this baby boo challenge. That shit is so disgusting, bro. Like, and I'm gonna tell you the worst part about it, man. Most of these females that y'all see on here doing that trend are parents. They give a more about what the internet think about them than what their own children thinking about them, man. We don't give a we tired of seeing you skank ass hoes put your funk ass all over the internet. That shit is not attractive.
I'm not gonna lie, bro is going in. Bro is going
It's
ham.
not sexy. I don't give a how nobody feel about it.
Every time I see that little baby boo trend, skip, swipe.
Y'all see how easy it is? Like, they just get on their shake they like that. How easy they is. That's why you gotta handle a lady how you handle a lady, and you handle how you handle
This is where I'm gonna say something that not a lot of people are gonna like, but I have a genuine question. If the women aren't clapping and the men aren't impressed either, who is this really for?
We know who this is for, Miss Lady. We know who this is for. It's for the attention. It's for them. A lot of things are for attention. A lot of things are solely for those individuals. Some people are doing this stuff because they want attention. Some people are doing this stuff because they just want to shake some cheeks and shake some cheeks. Other people are doing it because it's leading them to a bag. So we know what it's for already. We don't even have to be delusional about it.
Because the hip shakers can't say, oh, I'm posting this for myself if they're posting it online for millions across the globe to see. If you were posting it for yourself, then you just keep it in the drafts or the camera roll, right? And I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of the women that are doing this challenge don't even look like they're having fun or enjoying it. Half of them are staring blankly into the camera while they're making their thighs shake, and okay, you could say that they're trying to focus because, okay, I'll give them their props on muscle control because you do have to stay focused when you do moves like that. But the energy behind it feels empty, and it looks like they're making themselves do it because they know that it'll go viral. Or you could
It's called chasing a signal. They're chasing a signal that's going to give them a dopamine hit that they're ready for.
say they feel pressured. I came across multiple videos of people encouraging women to hop on this trend. Some even going as far as saying, turn around, like another angle is needed.
Gooners. I'm telling you, those are gooners.
If you're doing that baby boo challenge, turn that around. We don't want to see you shaking them raggedy, jiggly thighs from the front. Turn that around or delete the video.
How y'all gonna do that little baby boo challenge and y'all just jiggling y'all legs in the front? Baby, we don't want to see that shit. Baby, turn that around and make that shit.
It's just crazy that people are always upset about something, right? Like this is how I'm gonna end this video. People are always upset about something. They're always mad about something. They're always gonna hate on something. Some things just look dumb to do. Some things are trashy. Some things are classy. Can you be a little trashy and a little classy? I think you can be both. Can you be half DJ and half proper? I think you can be both. Everything deserves balance. So if something is out of balance and people are calling it out, then I think that just makes sense, right? If some shit is out of balance, people are going to call it out. And it's up to the individuals who are seeing these call outs to make their executive decision on whether they're going to continue with the process of being a baby boo booty boomer, right? Or they're going to delete the videos and move on to something else. And the crazy part is deleting the videos do nothing because you don't know how many people have bookmarked these, saved these, uploaded these to Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You never know. So you have to just be cognizant. We don't like the word. You have to just be smart. Be smart, use your brain, and make decisions that fit the lifestyle you are trying to actually achieve. Because there's more to life than that one video that goes viral or doesn't go viral. There's more to life, right? Plain blank, period. But I want you guys to really let me know what you think. I did an immense amount of yapping in this video. Hey man, 2025 is almost over. Live your best life. Do better. You already know what time it is, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.